babies in your diapers. Welcome to the Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy.
That's me, Tiberius. Today, we're going to talk about some very awesome stuff. We have an awesome video game to talk about. A book about a bird and a squirrel. My bull and squirrel board. We got a totally awesome guest. The one, the only, the amazing David Taylor. David is a business owner of a clothing line and a radio show host.
Thank you, Tiberius. I appreciate you having me on the show, man. This is going to be great.
Oh, you are welcome. Today, we're going to start off with the video game of the week, and this is going to be awesome.
And now it's time for the video game of the week.
Today, we're going to start off with the video game of the week. And today's video game is Super Plants vs. Zombies. So this is a game on the Roblox platform. It was made by 5 Kingdoms. Because it is on Roblox, you're able to play it on PC, Mac, Xbox, and even your cell phone. And it is free. So first off, only 425 people had liked this game. But this week, it is listed as a feature game. So let's start off. First off, I got into the game and it looks kind of plain. But the zombies and the plants have great detail in 3D. They really match the original game. You get to select the plant to be, and you get to defend against the zombies. The greater the zombies that you defeat, the more sun you get. But the more sun, you can get a larger plant. I like being the chomper because you get to chomp the zombies and other players. Well, really, you have a picture of the plant, and then you slap them with it. Same thing with the walnut, too. And when I do it, I'm like, slappy, 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 slappy.
It sounds fun.
Oh, yes, it is. I also like the Ancient Egypt map because you get a pickaxe and go to a secret area. Then you find a key in a maze, and then you go through a parkour maze and get a very special plant. There are lots of maps and plants to get, and you buy them all with sun.
Really?
But when you buy them, it doesn't take away your sun. It keeps your sun so you can get better and better.
Ah, I like that. I like games with maps. It kind of reminds me of like Halo.
Yeah.
You ever played Halo?
Yes.
I love Halo.
I always snap my dad in the head, though. I like playing against the zombies more than playing against other players. It is fun to use a large attack on lots of people at once and get lots of sun. I give Super Plants vs. Zombies for Roblox 10 out of 10 stars because it was really good and it keeps me wanting to play it after I earn a new plant. I get to be stronger and stronger, and soon I get to fight the mega zombies.
Nice. So why do you like fighting against the zombies more?
I like fighting the zombies more because if there's a plant that you want to go against, and you're only like the iceberg lettuce, the pea shooter, and the night one, the first one that costs 0 sun, and those 3 are all free, and you go against like a laser bean, which is a laser. Well, it's a bean, and it shoots lasers through his eyes.
All right. Nah, that's
and then you would absolutely lose. That's why I don't like going against each other.
Okay.
I think all fans of Plants vs. Zombies should try this game. See David Smith Law.com.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
Wait, you are not Chuck.
My dad can help when people get hurt. He loves to help.
If you are ever injured at work or in a car accident, you should call my friend Chuck.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
The website again is cwsmithlaw.com.
Offices, Orlando.
Does it actually have that much W's?
Over 40 years, Lighthouse Central Florida has provided education, independent life skills, and job training to thousands of Central Floridians who live with blindness or any degree of vision loss. Whether it's picking out clothes in the morning or just moving around your community and serving Orange, Seminole, and Osceola counties, contact Lighthouse Central Florida at 407-898-2483 or visit them online at lighthousecfl.org. And now it's time for the book of the week, Bird and Squirrel on Fire. This book is written by James Birch, so let me read to the back of the book. In fact, David, would you like to do the honors?
I would love to.
Woo!
Okay. So, it says, it has been a long, crazy trip around the world. Now, the duo is back in their beloved forest, and Bird wants to throw a party, but Squirrel isn't in the mood to celebrate.
Wow. So first off, this is an error book with 1 point. It is rated for 2nd grade and 2nd month. So this book is a graphic novel, which means it's a comic strip. This is a story about Bird and Squirrel, and they were on their trip to Squirrel's tree. They could not find any water, so they went to a dam and attempted to tear it down. They had to make an axe, but they did finally get to water. I really enjoy graphic novels, and the action is non-stop. I really thought it was cool that Squirrel gets married to Red.
Huh.
I like how Bird and Squirrel work together to solve all their problems. I will not ruin the story for you, but the ending was cool as well. Well, there are a number of Bird and Squirrel books, so you know. So I give Bird and Squirrel on Fire 9 out of 10 stars because it's a fun book that shows how friends can be completely different, and it does not matter.
I love that.
Plus, they are smart and always find a way to fix things. I think all 2nd and 3rd graders should read this book.
Okay. I want to read it, even as an adult.
Okay.
Sounds pretty good.
The Tiberius Show would like to thank one of our awesome sponsors, StarChannelUS.com. These guys are very, very cool. They bring 21st century surface drainage solutions to reality. They can do corporate and government work. These are the guys that make roads and bridges safe in the rain. You can see all about them at SlotChannelUS.com. That website again is SlotChannelUS.com. The Tiberius Show would like to thank one of our dedicated sponsors, Custom Designs Orlando. These guys are on Mills Avenue and do all sorts of stuff, ranging from photo ID badges, engraved signs, custom Braille ADA signs, vinyl lettering, to trophies and awards. They can ship products all over the United States. You can reach them at 407-898-0373. Today's guest is going to be so much fun. Today we have the one, the only, the amazing David Taylor. David is a business owner and runs a clothing line.
Yes, I do. I'm excited to be here.
Okay. So, first up, how are you enjoying being on the show?
I am loving it. This is the best interview, best show I've ever been a part of.
Wow. So, to jump right in, what got you interested in making your own clothing line?
That's a very good question. So one day, as I was in college, I realized I really enjoyed fashion, and I enjoyed putting clothes together. And then I went through a period of process that I was receiving ideas, inspiration of something I could create that would be my own. And it could also help the world. Because everyone in the world wears clothes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you never was
And then I worked for a company called Abercrombie and Fitch. They just fueled my inspiration, so to speak, and kind of led me to create my own clothing line.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been working on making clothes?
About 8 years. 8.5 years, actually.
Okay.
Long time.
Yeah, it is. So, how do you come up with your designs that you want on them?
Sometimes I try to imagine things that aren't yet created to create something new.
So, what is the coolest part about being a clothing line designer?
The coolest part about being a clothing line designer is that you get to create things that other people will use and enjoy. So, for example, you made this show, and so many people listen and enjoy something you make, and it makes you feel joyful, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I get when I create something that other people want and use.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what did you want to be when you grew up?
That's a really good one. What did I want to be when I grew up? I think at one point I wanted to be an astronaut. Yeah, I was like, can you imagine going up there and experiencing space?
Yeah. So what did you go to college for?
I was actually going to college to be a doctor. And so I majored in biology. Yeah.
Okay. So what is the coolest part about working in biology?
The coolest part about working in biology is you get to discover life on a very micro scale. Like, you ever use a microscope?
Yes.
And you look at little cells and you see how cells operate?
Yes.
Well, we're like cells. And so when you study cells on a very small scale, you realize they're like little individual humans. And then you also learn life on a large scale, because biology literally means the study of life. Bio is life, ology is the study of. So it literally means the study of life. Yeah.
So, if you could go back 5 years and tell yourself something, what would it be?
If I could go back 5 years, let me see. I would tell myself to trust the process. Don't rush your growth. Everything is gonna happen in its right time. Stay consistent and work hard.
Wow, I like that. So, now that you're looking to get back into music and you have a radio show, can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so I strongly believe that if you don't get to live your life doing the things you're passionate about, then you really didn't fully live, right? Like, you're passionate about this radio show. Can you imagine your life without radio?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty difficult, right?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, so
Would.
that's kind of what I feel. So music is a way for me to express myself, express my thoughts and my ideas, and share it with the world. Yeah.
So, your show's on WJHM102jams.com.
The DNA
Which-
show. Yeah.
Which is one of the stations that airs this show.
Yes.
So, what is the best part about having your own radio show?
The best part about having my radio show, it makes me feel cool like you, man. No, honestly, the best part about having my radio show is I get to share my beliefs, my thoughts and opinions with the world. And then I love music, so what better way to share the music I like with the people who listen to me,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like that. So, what advice would you give my listeners if they wanted to grow up and design their own clothing line?
Okay. They should do it. I think they should definitely do it. It's very important to realize early in life what is it you truly want to do, right? Can you imagine if you realize that by the end of your life you wanted to be at this destination? Then the sooner you realize it in your life is the sooner you can begin that journey, right? So any listener who wants to create a clothing line, go for it. Anything that you want to do and become in life, go for it. Do the things you're passionate about. That's how life becomes worth living.
Like, I'm passionate about bowling and this radio show.
Okay.
So, what advice would you give my listeners if they wanted to grow up and have their own radio show?
Oh my God. Well, so I would tell anyone who wants to have their own radio show, begin acting as if you already have your own radio show now, because that's the power of creation and manifestation, right?
Yeah. So, what was the biggest mistake you ever made, and how did it change you as a person?
The biggest mistake I ever made, and how did it change me as a person? I think the biggest mistake I ever made was doubting myself. Doubting the things that I believe I could do and the reason for doing them. Because the moment you doubt, you don't fully believe in yourself and you don't fully believe in the reason you're doing things.
Okay.
It comes back to when you asked me the question, what would you tell yourself 5 years ago? And the first thing I said is trust the process.
Yes.
Yeah. Eliminating doubt. Yeah. It's important.
So, when you're not working hard at music, what do you do for fun?
I love reading, man. I love reading. And so I have a son that's probably close to your age.
Okay.
And we love two things: basketball and fishing. So I enjoy doing both. And spending time with my son, man, it's probably the most important thing that I do. I read a lot, though. That's probably the main thing I do in my spare time. Yeah.
So, do you play video games, and what's your favorite one?
Do I play video? Not as often as I would like to, but whenever I'm in a gaming mood, I go to a place called Dave & Buster's. Have you ever heard of them?
Yes. I've had one of my birthdays there.
Really?
We've got so many of these little cards that have like 15 stuff on them.
Wow.
And I used to have a girlfriend. And
How old are you, man?
me and my girlfriend, we spend like all of them playing games, using them.
Wow. We should probably go one day, man. I want to challenge you. They have this new virtual reality game I tested out the other day, and I actually thought about you. I was like, Tiberius would freaking love this.
Well, that would be nice. Okay, so what is your favorite book to read?
My favorite book to read? You want the truth? The Bible. Yeah. And I actually heard you go to the Christ School? Oh, man. High five. Good stuff. But yeah, that's my favorite book. It's the longest book that I've been reading. And I read it over sometimes, and I'm like, oh, I didn't see that before. It's cool. It's pretty cool.
Okay. Now can you tell me one story? Remember, this is a kid show. The one story, that you're not supposed to tell me about. Come on, you can tell me.
Wow, you're digging deep here, man. Jeez. Okay, so one story was that, oh my gosh, okay. There was a point in my life that I lost the place that I was living in. And I ended up having to live in a car. And during that time, I lived in a car for a couple of months. It was rough. It was very, very, very rough. Have you ever seen someone living in a car?
Yes,
Yeah.
I have.
It's very rough. And during that time, I told myself a lot of things. I told myself that I'm going to go to college. I told myself that I'm going to own businesses. I told myself that I'm going to be a CEO one day. And I told myself that I'm going to create music and all these things. I just made a list of things that I told myself. And I said, I don't want to live like this. And it's not a good way to live. Right? And would you believe, pretty much everything I told myself during that time, I have gone on to accomplish. I went to school for biology, met some really good people. I ended up assisting on a research team that found a virus that eats E. coli, which is your natural stomach bacteria that breaks down your food, right? And then I became the vice president of a very large company. And I sat down and had lunch with presidents and world leaders, and I was able to sponsor a game between countries. Yeah. And then I started my own clothing line and I became a CEO. And I started writing music and created music, and then I got my own radio show. And I got put in a commercial by a company called Rakuten that sponsored Golden State, the Warriors. I know. So the really cool story is, no matter where you are in life, and no matter what situation and circumstances you're going through, there's always a new day, there's always a tomorrow, and you always have the opportunity to change things. But it starts with a decision.
Well,
Just like you made a decision to start your own radio show.
well. Thank you, Dave, for being my special guest. Can you stick around for math corners?
Absolutely. Are you gonna quiz me?
Maybe.
I'm game, man. Let's do it. You might beat me though. I have been out of school for a little bit, and you're pretty smart.
I'm only in 4th grade math.
You'd be surprised. But absolutely,
My
I'm
dad
sticking
teaches me
around.
some stuff.
Okay, cool. Thank you for having me on the show, man. You are the best interviewer I've ever seen. Yeah, good job.
Check this out.
Be sure to search Google Play for WJHM102jams.com and download that app today.
All you dolls out there, this is me, Sizzle. 2019 flew by and my friend still did not have the body she wanted. Then I discovered a solution. The cosmetic surgery place. Yes, cosmetic surgery. Don't spend another minute miserable. Call 407-636-5000. She did. Now my friend is all of that and then some.
Be one of the next 7 callers to receive your breast surgery. Free with a tummy tuck. Yes, free. Call now at 407-636-5000.
Mid-State Fire has been providing top-quality fire equipment services for 3 generations to the Central Florida area. Don't wait for an emergency to repair. Call Mid-State Fire today at 407-246-8855. Get your fire extinguishers and emergency lighting for both your home and businesses by visiting www.midstatefire.com. That number again is 407-246-8855. The Tiberius Show would like to thank Boggy Creek Airboat Adventures for being one of our sponsors. I got to go on an airboat and saw a real gator. I even got to go to the gem mine and mine for some gems. We ate a steak dinner at the restaurant and even got some gator bites. If you want to have a blast with the entire family, I suggest you go to www.bcairboats.com right now. Get your tickets today. The website again is bcairboats.com. Oak Ridge Gun Range is a family-oriented shooting range that has been in business for over 30 years. They specialize in basic firearm training and offer numerous services such as consignments, gun trades, gunsmithing, and concealed weapon classes. I even got my training for gun safety at Oak Ridge Gun Range. Great customer service, and firearm safety is what they do best. So find out more at oakridgegunrange.com.
Get ready. It's time for the Bowling Score Report.
So this week I got a 102, a 101, and a 103 in the final game. It was lots of fun, and I got to make some holiday decorations for the tree. Everyone really liked my new Bullfight shirt with my signature on the back. I really wanted to make sure to thank Bullfight for my new awesome bowling shirt. If you want to get a shirt like this one, you need to go to bullfight.com. So if you want to go bowling with me, be sure to jump in the new Winter League at Boardwalk Bowling Saturdays at 10 a.m. in the morning, bro.
Okay, all right. I'll join. Ooh, that's a nice signature.
It is.
Bonafide did a good job, man. I think I'm gonna need a shirt. Okay, bonafide.com. I heard it. Check them out.
Tiberius' favorite subject, it's Math Corners.
Thank you, Dave, for helping me with Math Corners today. We're going to talk about math and music.
Wow.
Okay? So I've been searching Google for how to use math with music, and there was a ton of stuff. There's so much math and music, but it is not taught as math. It is called music theory, but anyone that knows math could recognize it as really math. Everything from the pitch to the rhythm and the tempo is related to math.
That's true.
Even the frequency of the sound is related to geometry.
That's very true.
Some of the most famous classical composers use the Fibonacci numbers and the golden ratio in making their music better to listen to. The ability to auto-tune someone's voice is just a mathematical equation based on the Pythagorean theorem. I learned how the speed and the pitch of a sound can be altered to make it sound better for your ears.
That's true.
Geometry is used to direct how the sound reaches your ears and bounces around in your eardrum.
You're right. We do that a lot. We use a lot of calculations when composing music.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very true.
Even the background music of this segment is all math. For those that don't know, the background music we are listening to is the number pi to 100 digits. Then it's repeated and it sounds like music.
Really?
So, David, do you use math when you were at work? Of course.
I do. It's called, there's a lot of math in music. You have cadences, tempos, the structure. When we're writing verses versus choruses, chorus sometimes are like 8 lines, right? 4 to 8 lines, whether it's repeated or not. Then you have verses that are usually 16. We call them bars, right? But it really just means 16 lines. The number of seconds or minutes in the song, the tempo. You have the beat per minute, which is called the BPM. So we use a lot of numbers, a lot of math in creating music. Yeah. I didn't even realize how much we do until you just mentioned it right now. Yeah.
Thank you so much, David, for your help with Math Corners.
You're very welcome.
And now it's time for the Heart of a Lion. As you know, we talk about the qualities of living by a heart of a lion, which stands for leadership, integrity, obedience, and ability. This week, we're going to talk about leadership. For me, I think leadership is the act of loving what is good, having self-control, and being disciplined. The qualities of leadership are providing guidance and direction, organization, and being a positive influence on others.
That's a really good definition. Leadership is important, man.
Yes, it is. So I saw leadership when one of the actors of the play I am in informed us that she is not going to be able to finish the last 4 shows.
Man.
So the director shows his leadership skills by having a replacement ready and only needing 1 extra day to go over the changes to the scenes.
Nice.
And it went over smoothly, and no one in the audience knew that anyone was missing.
So
Only the parents knew.
So you can kind of say leadership also is being prepared, properly prepared for the unexpected, so you can guide things correctly.
Yes.
Nice.
So David, did you see or use leadership at all this week?
I did. I had a conference, and I saw certain times where I had to make decisions for the group as to where we would go to eat and what we would do. And as simple as it is, one small decision can change everything. But whenever we made a decision and we did it as a group, it was always something purposeful there that was supposed to happen. So I realized the leadership was important in making sure the group stayed together, united, and decided to do things at the same place in the same time. Yeah.
Okay. Of all the Heart of a Lion virtues, which is your favorite?
I would say probably obedience is very important.
Why?
Because obedience, in a sense, will carry you all the way to wherever you need to be. It's something that is hard. It's not easy. None of these virtues are easy by definition. However, I would venture to say obedience is probably the hardest one because we don't like to follow directions. We like to do things our own way. And so whenever you can choose to be obedient, it shows humility. It shows how humble you can be to follow directions.
Okay. And that's our show, folks. I want to thank the one, the only, the amazing David Taylor for being my special guest this week.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. This was awesome. I'm so excited.
It has been so much fun talking with you today, and I hope to maybe wear some of your new clothing line when it comes out.
Absolutely. You know what? I'm going to make sure that you personally have your own. Yep. The very own Tiberius outfit provided by DNA, short for Divine and Authentic Inc.
So, and be sure to listen to us next week on the Tiberius Show. The Tiberius! Woo!
Yeah.
The Tiberius Show is not filmed in front of a live studio audience. Executive producer Joseph Boyd. Production editor Pierre Laguerre. Green Room manager Danny Boyd. Broadcast associate James Smith. And your program host, Tiberius Boy. The Tiberius Show is copyright 2018.